There we go. There we
Thumbs
go.
up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you got for us today, Mandy?
All right. The question is, should parents host underage drinking parties for their kids and their friends? Very controversial issue. So should parents host underage drinking parties for their kids? We'd love for you to call in 713-526-5738, 713-526-KPFT.
This is very interesting because you have lots of parents. I've heard them that they say, you know what? I know my children aren't allowed to drink. And so as a responsible parent, I'm going to have them over to our house. We'll let them drink under my supervision. Their friends could be here. They could have a party. And the rationale is always, they're going to drink anyway.
Right.
So why don't they do it under this close supervision?
At least they're going to be safe.
We won't let them drive. They're going to be safe. And so that's what our thumbs up, thumbs down is should parents be allowed to do those parties, or should parents be doing those parties? As a parent, would you do those parties? 713-526-5738, 713-526-5738. Let's start with Mandy, and then we'll go to the phones. Mandy, what are you thinking?
You know, when I was younger, I always said that I would be the parent that lets their kids drink.
Yeah, when you were a kid.
Yeah, of course. In high school. That way you didn't have to, go to some field or dark alley or wherever, right? No, I was never in a dark alley.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. But I am thumbs down. Because although I agree with kind of just what you laid out, you've got to be a good role model, and that's not being a good role model. I don't think you shouldn't drink, but here you go. And then also the liability is just not worth it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's huge liability. And by the way, you take everyone's keys and those kids get their keys back. I mean, the reality is. And then if something were to happen, how could you live with yourself?
Yeah.
So thumbs down.
713-526-5738, 713-526-5738. Call us. Tell us thumbs up, thumbs down. We only have 2 callers right now. Should parents be doing these parties where they serve alcohol to teenagers, older teenagers, 16, 17, 18? We have Johnny on the line. Johnny, how you doing today, man?
I got to agree with the first lady there because of the fact that...
Johnny, I'm Mandy.
Mandy, it's Mandy.
Mandy, Johnny.
I'm having a brain fart. First,
you can't say
better
that
than the
here.
other part. First, you got a problem with people not wanting to wear their shorts around the house, and now you want to invite them over to be drinking? You talk about an excuse for police to write tickets. You think that $700 ticket for your kid mouthing off to a teacher's a problem?
Oh,
holy
goodness.
cow. It wouldn't be a problem if you just do like our family did. You have Sunday meals, you have the Italian meal, and you have your wine or your wine spritzer, and then on the holidays, like New Year's Eve, you guys with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
My father spikes eggnog. And, the desire for the alcohol is pretty much satisfied. So that by the time your kids are 16, 17, you don't have to hold their hand like they're babies.
Right. And you don't have to worry about their friends coming over. You don't want, you're not going to do that and have all the friends come over.
Yeah, especially if you're the type that doesn't like wearing shorts. But here, I got a question that's unrelated.
Yeah, what's that, John?
I'd like you to talk to the lady again that you interviewed earlier from the Thurgood Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And find out from her if they keep statistics. Do they think that this, you can make the argument that this whole ticketing thing in school is to raise money to make up for the shortfall.
Oh, it doesn't go to the schools, Johnny. It doesn't go to the...
What about voting rights down the road for these kids when they become voting age?
Oh, that's
a
good question.
That?
Yeah, it doesn't go to the schools. The money doesn't go to the schools. It's going to the court system.
Going to Perry's mansion.
Yeah. All right, Johnny, thanks for calling, man.
Thanks.
Actually, Johnny's point, though, about whether it impacts you later on for voting is probably a pretty fair one. I think it doesn't.
I wouldn't think so. It's a felony that you can't vote.
Out. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Should parents be doing parties with alcohol for their kids? 713-526-5738. 713-526-5738. Victor, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
You're doing real
Great.
well, thank you. Thumbs up or thumbs down on this one, Victor?
I grew up in the 70s in high school. I graduated back in 76, and my dad would do these parties. And, we all did it. And I just think times have changed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Did you appreciate your dad
Andy
doing
said
that?
earlier, Somebody's going to have to be held accountable for it, and that's why I say thumbs down now.
You said thumbs down. Mandy wanted to know, Victor, did you appreciate that your dad was doing that? What did you think of all that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were 16, 17 years old. We were coming of age and stuff, but, you look at it back now, you think, oh, my God, I mean,
what
those
could
are
have
some
happened?
really drunk kids.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and drunk, and the parents are letting them. And I think there's something to be said that when parents don't know any better, they think this is good. It's amazing, though, as a lot of the facts come forward on this, sort of it becomes an easier choice to say thumbs down on this. But let's take another phone call. Hey, thank you so much, Victor, for calling in.
To you guys.
All righty.
Y'all do a great job, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Let's go with Mark. Mark, you're on the air. How you doing today?
Good. I went to one of those parties when I was in high school, and all I have to say is one of the kids that was drinking backed out of the driveway and hit the power line and knocked out the power for the entire block.
Oh, no. What happened to the parents?
I don't really think anything happened. This was in the mid-'80s, and it wasn't even in Texas. But the power people came. I bet they probably had to pay something to get the power hooked up.
Well, it's interesting, though, right? Because here you had a case where one of these kids is at the party and left drunk, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it does happen, even though the parents say, well, everything's going to happen, but it happens a lot.
And you hope that there's only alcohol at your party, is the reality.
Yeah, very good. Hey, Mark, thanks for calling in, man.
Bye.
Bye, thanks.
Let's go with JC. JC, how you doing, man?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Good. Thumbs up or thumbs down on this one?
It's a free country, and, a prohibition never worked for our country, so I doubt it's going to work for our children either. But that doesn't mean I condone or condemn it either way. I just, guess middle of the road on the thumbs up, and as I have to go away, I'll just say thumbs up. Hope you Caesar does this. Why not? Anyways, thumbs up, and the other side of it is, so we've done any comparison between other countries that don't have the alcohol problem in our youth that we do, and maybe we can emulate some of the policies and programs that they or things that they do.
JC, I think that's an interesting point, isn't it? I mean, so many other countries have different policies around teenagers and drinking, where it seems to be a little bit more level-headed, and there's not as much emphasis put on alcohol. And when you look at some of the studies around this, it shows that that kids that have parents that allow these parties tend to have more alcohol problems themselves. Mm-hmm. But it goes back to that sort of culture that we've established in this country, doesn't it? In terms of putting so much emphasis on alcohol and the whole idea of prohibition and sort of interesting stuff. Hey, JC, thanks for calling in.
It's good for my Budweiser stock, though. Thank you.
Take care.
So he's thumbs up. We have a thumbs up.
Let's do one last one. Zach, how you doing, man?
Hey, Dr. Rob, how are you doing?
Good. What are you thinking on this?
Well, I went to one of these parties in high school. We had a mom who had a big whiteboard, and we were limited to 3 drinks each, and she would put a tally mark next to our name and took our keys in. It was fun then, I guess, but looking back, it's a little weird. Let's do that.
It is a little weird, isn't it?
So you would have to spend the night?
Well, in 3 drinks, so we had to be there for at least a couple hours, and then she would let us go home when we looked okay, I guess.
Wow. And it could be it could be a beer or like a martini?
I think she was serving punch, actually. She was the bartender, too.
Wow. Interesting. So what are you thinking on this, Zach? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I think to throw a whole party for kids, thumbs down. But if you're going to, give your own child a drink, I think that's definitely acceptable.
Especially with the drinking age being at 18, in the state of Texas, if you're with your daughter or son at dinner.
Drinking age is 21.
But, yeah, that's what I meant to say. But 21, when you're with your daughter or your son and you're out to dinner, they actually can have alcohol in the state of Texas if they're with their parents.
We definitely did that at restaurants, too, and that was always a good time. So.
Yeah, sort of interesting. Zach, thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you.
All righty. So let's quickly go out to Doyle. Doyle, what do you think on this one?
Well, I kind of agree with that last caller. I think the people that I've noticed that have the healthiest drinking habits are usually ones that, like, their parents sort of taught them how to drink, a glass of wine at dinner, or maybe like a beer on Sunday or something like that. But, and I have been to those parties where the parents are teaching the kids to get drunk. Oh. And drinking and being drunk are like 2 different things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Don't teach to get drunk, right?
Yeah, that's horrible.
And Megan, final comment from you?
I just want to let y'all know what the Facebook input was on this.
Yeah.
So it was overwhelmingly thumbs down. There were 0 votes for thumbs up and 21 votes for thumbs down on that. So.
Wow, 21 thumbs down votes.
And what are your thoughts, Megan?
My thoughts are also thumbs down, echoing what Zach said, but I think in moderation, it shouldn't have to be a big deal.
So we had 1 thumbs up vote today.
Dr. Bob?
And I'm going to go thumbs down. I mean, the research is very clear. When you look at the research on this issue and you see the problems that kids who have these parents in regards to alcohol and these parties, you would say absolutely not. Liability, absolutely not. There's just no piece of evidence that points to this being a good idea. There's some sort of intuitive evidence thinking, well, if they're going to drink anyway, but we're seeing all the empirical stuff say, stay away from this. This is not a good idea. So thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
For Mandi and Bob, and for most people, we say thumbs down. You're listening to Growing Up in America on KPFT, Pacifica Radio.